Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel, Fluent Pro Hub.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fluent Pro Hub. I'm your host, Emily, and today we're going to focus on improving your English listening, speaking, and understanding skills through real-life conversations. This is one of the most effective ways to practice English because it mirrors how language is used in everyday life. Whether you're discussing simple topics like village life versus city life, sharing personal experiences such as moments of joy or sorrow, or reflecting on cultural differences during travel, these conversations help you build confidence and fluency naturally. Joining me today is my co-host, Ethan, who's here not only to share his thoughts, but also to ask questions that will make this session interactive and relatable. How's it going, Ethan?
Hey, Emily, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. And honestly, I'm really excited about today's topic because real-life conversations are so practical for learning English. They aren't just about memorizing rules or cramming vocabulary. They're about expressing yourself confidently and understanding others clearly. The beauty of this approach is that it allows learners to pick up new words, phrases, and even cultural nuances in context, which makes retaining them much easier. Today we'll dive into small but meaningful topics, sprinkle in a few challenging words, and explain their meanings along the way. This will help our listeners improve their comprehension while expanding their vocabulary. So without further ado, let's jump right into our first topic.
Let's begin with a topic that resonates with almost everyone: village life versus city life. Imagine you've just moved from a serene, quiet village to a bustling metropolis. What do you think would be the biggest change? Would it be the environment, the pace of life, or perhaps the people around you?
That's an interesting question. For me, I think the noise level would be the first thing I'd notice. Villages are usually tranquil, peaceful places where you can hear birds chirping or the wind rustling through trees. But cities? Oh boy, they're full of cacophony, loud sounds from traffic, construction, and crowds, all blending together into a chaotic symphony. It's almost like stepping into a completely different world.
Oh, I love how you use the word cacophony. It's a fantastic example of a challenging yet descriptive word. For our listeners who may not be familiar with it, cacophony refers to a harsh, unpleasant mixture of sounds. Picture honking cars, blaring horns, and loud chatter all happening simultaneously. That's what a cacophony feels like. Now, Ethan, besides the noise, what else do you think sets city life apart from village life?
Well, in cities, everything moves at a frenetic pace. People are always rushing somewhere, whether it's for work, school, or social events. There's this constant sense of urgency, which can sometimes feel exhausting. On the other hand, village life tends to be more laid back and serene. You wake up to the sound of roosters crowing, spend your days working in the fields or tending to livestock, and end the evening under a starlit sky. There's a simplicity and connection to nature that many people find refreshing.
That's beautifully put, Ethan. The word frenetic means fast-paced or chaotic, and serene means calm and peaceful. These two adjectives perfectly capture the contrast between urban and rural lifestyles. Do you think there are any advantages to living in a city despite the chaos?
Absolutely. Cities offer more opportunities for education, jobs, and entertainment. They're often hubs of innovation and diversity, bringing together people from different backgrounds and cultures. Plus, if you're someone who enjoys trying new things, whether it's food, art, or technology, cities provide endless options. However, all the hustle and bustle can sometimes feel overwhelming. That's why finding balance is important, no matter where you live.
Yes, and that balance is key. Both lifestyles have their pros and cons, and ultimately, it comes down to personal preference. Now, let's move on to a slightly more emotional topic: moments of happiness and sadness in life. Life is a roller coaster of emotions, isn't it? We experience highs and lows, laughter and tears, triumphs and setbacks. Let's talk about moments of happiness and sadness. Can you share an experience that brought you immense joy, Ethan?
Sure. One of the happiest moments for me was when I graduated from university. After years of relentless hard work, finally, walking across the stage and receiving my diploma felt surreal. It wasn't just about the piece of paper. It was a culmination of effort, perseverance, and support from family and friends. Seeing their proud faces made the moment even more special.
That's beautiful, Ethan. The word culmination means the highest point or final result of something. In this case, graduation was the culmination of your academic journey. Celebrating milestones like these reminds us of how far we've come. On the flip side, have you ever experienced a moment of deep sorrow?
Yes, unfortunately. A few years ago, I lost a close friend unexpectedly. It was devastating, not just emotionally, but also because it made me realize how fragile life can be. During that time, I leaned heavily on my loved ones for solace. Their presence and support helped me navigate through the darkness and find some semblance of peace.
I'm sorry to hear that, Ethan. Losing someone close is never easy. The word solace means comfort or relief during a difficult time. It's amazing how having a strong support system can help us heal. Do you think sharing such experiences helps us grow as individuals?
Absolutely. Talking about both happy and sad moments allows us to process our emotions and connect with others on a deeper level. It's like building empathy, one story at a time. When we open up about our struggles, we give others permission to do the same, creating a cycle of understanding and compassion.
That's such a profound thought, Ethan. Empathy truly is the cornerstone of meaningful human connections. Now let's shift gears and talk about something lighter: travel experiences and cultural differences. Traveling is one of the best ways to broaden your horizons and learn about different cultures. Have you ever traveled to a place where the culture was vastly different from what you were used to?
Oh, definitely. Last year, I visited Japan and it was incredible. Everything from the food to the traditions felt so unique. One thing that stood out was the concept of omotenashi, which is their philosophy of hospitality. It's not just about being polite. It's about anticipating someone's needs before they even ask. For example, when I checked into my hotel, the staff had already prepared slippers in my size and placed them neatly by the door. It was such a thoughtful gesture.
That's fascinating. The word anticipating means predicting or preparing for something in advance. Japanese culture is known for its attention to detail, especially when it comes to making guests feel welcome. Did anything else surprise you during your trip?
One thing that surprised me was how punctual everyone was. Trains arrived exactly on time, down to the second. Coming from a place where delays are common, it took some getting used to. But it taught me the value of timeliness and discipline. Being late isn't just inconvenient, it's considered disrespectful because it shows a lack of consideration for other people's time.
That's such a valuable lesson. Punctuality shows respect for others, and it's something we could all benefit from practicing more. Traveling really does broaden our horizons, doesn't it? It exposes us to new perspectives and teaches us important life lessons. While we've been chatting, we've used a few challenging words like cacophony, frenetic, culmination, and solace. Ethan, since not everyone might be familiar with these terms, could you briefly explain what cacophony means again?
Of course. Cacophony refers to a mix of loud, jarring sounds that can feel overwhelming. Think of honking cars, blaring music, and people shouting, all at the same time. It's the opposite of harmony.
Perfect. And earlier, you mentioned culmination. Can you remind our listeners what that means?
Sure. Culmination is the peak or final outcome of something. For example, graduating after years of studying is the culmination of your academic journey.
Great explanation. Using and explaining difficult words in context like this helps solidify their meaning. Keep practicing this technique. It's a fantastic way to expand your vocabulary. Ethan, why do you think engaging in real-life conversations is so effective for improving English skills?
Well, Emily, conversations force you to think on your feet. You're not just passively reading or listening, you're actively participating. This helps you improve your fluency, pronunciation, and ability to express yourself spontaneously. Plus, real-life discussions expose you to colloquial expressions, idioms, and cultural references that textbooks might not cover.
Conversations also teach you how to adapt your language based on the situation. For instance, you wouldn't use formal language with friends over coffee, just like you wouldn't use slang in a professional setting. This flexibility is crucial for becoming a confident English speaker. Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. If you found these tips helpful, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
If you found this video helpful, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe for more engaging content to improve your English. Keep practicing and take care.